this is my very first security job, and I'm in the process of swapping out what I think is a core security tool for teams. And if it's your entire alerting
security tool, yeah.
So I basically they told me you're going to be leading this, POC search, and when we inevitably found the vendor we were going with, you're going to be heading up the migration of that. So again, POC goes by, and I'm trying not to ramble on for too long. I feel like I've been talking for a while. But
this is good.
POC goes by, we end up signing the contract with them, and then it's more or less all hands on deck. And again, I was in the role for 6 months at this point. I knew what a SIM was. I didn't know the inner workings of a SIM. So I basically went home and, read everything I could about a SIM. Yep. Exactly. Watched all these YouTube videos about it.
Everything.
And not the tool specifically itself, but just learning more about, SIM best practices, and
concepts.
Mentioned it.
Yeah.
I set up a SIM in my home lab just to kind of get the concept. This is what a detection rule is. This is what a data source is. This is what a collector is, and
at a
all that good stuff.
Level.
Yeah.
And then the nuances of what makes one better than the other.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So once we signed on, it was pretty much go time for me in terms of, migrating everything that we had over to the new SIM. So my strategy for it, and I'm not saying this is, the best strategy or the only strategy, but I went about it was getting those key data sources hooked up before anything. Entra, again, that's a huge one. We need Entra sign-in logs.
100%.
So getting that hooked up, and then looking at our old SIM, say, hey, what are we ingesting here? That's like the highest priority. Getting those onboarded as well. And then also, in tandem, getting some correlation rules and alerting rules set up to be able to start creating those alerts. So we kind of had two SIMs running at the same time for a minute. I'm sure the firewalls did not like that, with logs.
But honestly, you can't just turn one off and turn the other one on, and you hope everything just works.
You can't just sever the connection, and you gotta get onboarded into your new SIM. It might sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not. I love doing it. I love doing this stuff, and it was really it was a great learning experience, and I'm glad that I was able to kind of head up that project of taking this one tool, replacing it, and kind of building the SIM up to what it is today. There's a bunch of stuff that could still be tuned, but from where we were and where we are now, getting the log collectors out there and getting the data sources onboarded. It was a really cool learning experience. Just to kind of close with that.
Yeah. And this is also part of the information security career development path, because when you graduate school or when you take some courses and you're in IT and you want to get into information security, you have to take ownership of something at some point. And you're going to be challenged or find yourself in a situation where the company says, can you take this on? And, were you equipped day one? I mean, you had your education behind you, but at the end of the day, it was you saying, yes, I'm going to learn everything there is about a SIM. I'm going to learn how the current SIM works and where we can go with the new one and fill in those gaps. And at the end of the day, to your credit, and I'll toot your horn, is, you really made it your baby, but it runs like a well-oiled machine. The detections and the policies that are in place and the automated actions, some of the workflows, the off-hours investigations are so much easier and there's no stone left unturned that I don't look down through, and Phil has exposed that telemetry. Phil has parsed that data, or made it very easy to see the data source, and I can go look at the event logs, or I can look at the original console and parse it out myself and correlate and say, oh no, Phil had it right actually in the detection to begin with. I was just providing my own peace of mind, my own sanity check. But at the end of the day, I still went back to the SIEM, entered a note. This is my finding based upon this. At this time, there's no further concerns, or it needs to be escalated and take the next actions. That's all to your credit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.